today I'll be showing you how to make a villager breeder that makes 2 to 3 villagers every single day. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to set up, and it's a must-have for anybody who's looking to set up villagers in their world. So here are the materials. You have about 4 water buckets in total, 13 trapdoors, 3 slabs, you can have 3 composters. I use 3 composters and 3 slabs just because it makes everything symmetrical, but you can honestly get by with 1 or 2. Just a hoe and minimum 4 torches. You can also go with 8 to 16 beds, depending on how much you have. But honestly, I don't know if going from 8 to 16 actually increases performance. What you're going to do to create the farm is you can either build it on top of land or you can build it inside of land. You're going to need to dig 9 blocks out in one direction, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 1, 2, 3. Anyways, so then you should have a 9x9, you can go with either a 9x9 or a 7x7. So then once you have a 9x9 hole, you're going to want to make sure you mark out the middle of it, and then dig it 3 more blocks down. So then once you have this big pit dug out, you're going to mark out the center of it, which is right here. And this is going to be the center of your farmland. But you're going to be taking your water bucket and putting it in the middle, and then put your 3 composters, or 1 or 2, off to the side. And then you can hoe up this area. Now you're going to place 4 of your beds down, and those beds are going to go in the 4 corners. You can put them however you want, but I do recommend putting them in the corners. Also, put the 3 slabs over top of it. This just basically makes it so that the villagers can't jump up on here and then fall off and break the farmland, because they definitely will do that if you don't have that. Also, make sure to put slabs on for the bottom. Put a trapdoor for the bottom there. Now on every single wall, dig out a little hole like this. So in a block, and then in 2 more blocks, and out and out. So then we can do that, and then you build out a little hole here with a trapdoor facing in like this, trapdoor facing in like this, and a trapdoor in the ceiling. And then you can flip these down. Basically, this will make it so that the baby villagers are the only ones that can walk through here, and they're going to fall in here. Then repeat this for all 4 sets. So another 1 in, over a few, and back again down, there, and there. Optionally, you can only do 3 of them, but I recommend doing 4, just because sometimes you'll have a baby villager that decides not to go in one of these, and then they can kind of screw stuff up. Okay, so now you're going to want to dig it out 1 more, 2 more down, so then when you dig over, you're just underneath the farmland, and just keep on going straight until you reach the other one here. And then right underneath here, you can obviously go over until you hit the next one, and do the same here. Then you're gonna put water, and then this is just the baby collection system. You put as many beds over here as you want. As I said, you can put between 8 and 16 beds in this. You can put anywhere between 1, 2, or 3 in every single one. So that way the new baby villagers will set the scissors spawn, and during nighttime they'll come over to sleep in it and fall. Do that on all 4. And then once you've done that, you can put water in all 4 of these corners here. And then the water should go down to a point, and then you can just break that and move it along like this. And then once this goes to the edge here, you're going to go down 2 more blocks. And this is the holding cell. So then I would recommend making a staircase up for getting rid of your villagers. And you're pretty much done. It's just like 2 more steps to do. So then you have a little staircase for a minecart to go down. Pick him up diagonally of where the block is. And then I'm going to put it in with like this so that it's very clear. Okay, and then you have this hole, and this is pretty much the entire farm. You can optionally build a roof out of glass to look in. You don't even have to build a roof out of glass. I would also recommend over the baby collection area, where everything's gonna end up, I would recommend building digging out a hole here. Oh, yeah, and then that way you can put like glass here, and then you can see in and see how many villagers you have. So then, once you're here, transport villagers in here. You can either use minecart, rail just going over to the edge and having to fall off into the pit, or you can have like a boat, or yeah, there's tons of different options. And then I would recommend putting a torch above every single one of these, especially if you're underground, because if you're underground, then you're going to need light to be able to have the crops grow. It also just helps with mob spawning and making sure that, like, if something does happen like this, you're gonna have no issues. All you're gonna need for this farm is just 2 villagers. They should then become farmer villagers. Then once you plant in some potatoes for them to harvest, you should be just fine, and they will start farming these up, using them as food source, being happy enough to make babies, and those babies will fall. And that's pretty much it. You need to make sure that that the roof is high enough so that the villagers won't, when they get out of the bed, sometimes they'll stand on the bed, and then you'll be able to have full clearance. So if you have it one block over, sometimes they'll glitch into the ceiling and you'll be able to get out. So make sure to have the ceiling this time. And this is the entire farm. As soon as it's working time, they're gonna start getting all the potatoes as they grow. And then once they're done with the potato farming, they will eventually, after the long days of work, they're gonna decide to go and make babies. And the babies should fall in pretty easily, and you'll see them right here. And then you can set up a minecart track here. I'd also recommend setting up a parallel one right here. This is just because sometimes the villagers will decide to be on this diagonal and then this diagonal, and they're not in this diagonal or this diagonal. So then if you have a minecart that goes into the edge here, it's going to miss it. Sometimes it's nice to have 2. Another option of collecting them is to use a little station down here. So then you can choose where to put it down here, and then they go up one specific shoe. So you can even have it like right here. If you want to. It honestly just depends on how you decide it works best for you, depending on your resources and stuff. And then, as I said, they're gonna start when time comes. They're going to decide to. They're both deciding, hey, I am good on food. You take some. You take some. You take some. Then after a while, there's a baby villager now. It's really just that simple. And then the baby villager will eventually decide to go to bed, and he'll probably sleep in one of these 4 beds, but as you can see, he just fell in the hole, and soon enough he should end up here. So this is my farm design. Anyways, that's all for me, and goodbye. If you did end up enjoying this video and want to see more, or you just don't know what to do with your villagers, watch this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe.